Rock Solid. A rock solid soft shell helmet is the first helmet a kid will ever wear. It enhances the experience and allows kids to feel like big-time football players. Rock Solid is a proud sponsor of the Texas Youth Football Association and the Typer Radio Player of the Game Award. For more information on how you can get your Rock Solid soft shell helmet and other great gear and apparel, go to www.liverocksolid.com or call 855-282-8880. Email rocksolid@info@liverocksolid.com. Rock Solid. Football is for everyone. We got you.
You're listening to Typa Radio on the Typa Sports Network. Time for the best youth sports radio show. You're listening to The Zone. Here's your host of the show, Kenny Long.
Okay, so now you should be able to hear me. Oscar, let me know. Can you hear me now? All right, so now we fixed it. See, this is the problem of championship weekend for me. I have two different computers here in my studio. One is designated just for recordings, and if you were there at the games, all of those intros that you heard for each game that was aired, I produced those. I put those together and produced them, and it took me quite a bit to do 9 football games. But I have to unplug one cord, move it over to the computer that I utilize for recordings and doing that kind of work, and I didn't switch it back. So I'm on my other desktop that I actually broadcast off of, and never plugged that cord back in. So that's why you weren't hearing me. But here we are. We're back. So let me just repeat everything that I just got done saying the last 5 minutes or so. Welcome to the Zone here on Typer Radio, as we are recapping the 2017 fall season, the championship weekend. It was a great, great weekend. I just posted on the Typer Radio Twitter poll. So I want you to go on there and vote and let me know what you think on the Typer Radio Twitter poll. I asked it 2 different polls. What was the best D2 championship game of the weekend? What was the best game in D2 championship? And obviously I labeled them there, the Pflugerville Hawks and the Cypress Mustangs. The Cypress Mustangs and the Junior Hurricanes, Icon Raiders and the Southside Cowboys, and the San Antonio Junior Mustangs and the Southside Colts. And of course, I got the D1 championship, the same poll, but just on the D1, asking which one was the better one. The Venom versus the Chiefs, Marlins versus Pack, Pack versus Renegades, Rockets versus Pack. And I get it. Everybody's going to go on there and vote for their favorite team. But I want to know, if you were there, what was the best game that you saw? Did you get a chance to see all the games? And was it all of them? Because if you were there on Sunday and didn't go to Saturday, I'm telling you. And see, there's always one person who's got to go. And somebody on Facebook just went, it was actually the semifinals between the Pack and the Mission Mustangs. I don't care. I'm not asking about semifinals. I asked about championships. Don't bring up semifinals. Don't bring up quarterfinals. I don't want to hear all that mess. If you didn't go, then don't vote. That's the bottom line. If you didn't go, then don't vote. What was the best championship game that you saw in Division 1 and Division 2? I've listed both of them on there. Go on there and vote at Typer Radio. And let me know what you think. We'll look at it again as we get to the end of the show and see where we end up on the votes. So again, Twitter at Typer Radio. Go on there and vote and let me know what you think. What was the best game in D2 championship and what was the best game in D1 championships? And we'll take a look at that again as we get towards the end of the show. So again, some great football that was played. When you look at Sunday, when we had Sunday at Wheatley Heights Sports Complex, of course, the Pflugerville Hawks and the Cypress Mustangs doing battle. A lot of talk about the Pflugerville Hawks and how they were going to come in and shock everybody. But the Cypress Mustangs just too much firepower. 26-13, they win the Type of State Championship in Division II flag. Their first of 2. The second game that came in, the rookies game, 33-6 against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes come in all hyped up. They were ready to go. We were glad to see them get to the championship game, but just too much Mustang power in that rookie game. They could not overcome. 33-6 was the final score. Then we had the D1 juniors game, and this is the game that, you know, I could really go into, and I think I'll go into later. I think I will go into later because there was a lot of questions about that football game. nothing against the Pack. The Pack dominated this football game. They came in, did what they said they were going to do. 32-0 was the final score. But a lot of chatter all over social media about this game. A lot of questions about this game that came up throughout. I mean, I was getting all kinds of messages during the broadcast alone. There were things that I noticed that was just very interesting on how this went down. So we'll go over that a little bit later on. Then the Division II Tykes, the Icon Raiders, and the Southside Cowboys. I got to tell you, love them Cowboys, but I think they came out too much with a chip on the shoulder, thinking that they were just going to walk over anybody who was not out of Houston. And they lose 21-6. They just could not find a way to stop the Raiders, but the Raiders found a way to stop number 22 for the Southside Cowboys. Deuce couldn't get it. He couldn't get anywhere. He had a couple of good runs here and there, and I mentioned this on Wednesday night prior to championships. I had mentioned this during the broadcast, and you can go back and ask Jarvis King. You can ask Columbo Hackett, the Football Minds, because we had a simulcast show there with all three of us. And I said it. My concern was I saw the